Story tonight, a new tax that could cost you more for a drink while helping the capital city dig its way out of debt. Good evening, I'm Tanya Foster. Rob Hanrahan has the evening off. Now, the proposal would impact 21 state municipalities, including Harrisburg and Reading. CBS 21's Kirk Clyatt is live in Harrisburg with what this all means for you. Kirk.
Well, Tanya, Philadelphia has such a tax, and last year it raised $51.5 million for the city's schools. To our west, Pittsburgh's Allegheny County, their drink tax at 7%. This year, they're looking to pick up $34.6 million for their transit system. Now, will it be a good idea for Harrisburg to soon be looking for more help from the bar? Opinions were mixed.
Desperate times call for desperate measures, but it's certainly going to impact me and where I decide to spend my time. Yeah, I might consider spending my money outside of the city.
Definitely stay within the local area, which is pretty much what anybody probably does. Good chance that I'm not going to maybe purchase as much product from the bars.
I enjoy downtown, so it wouldn't stop me in any way, shape, or form. I like the atmosphere down here.
What it's used for, that would probably sway me one way or the other. If it was dumped right back into the city, into results that you could see and point to, yeah, I'd be open to that. Sure.
Customers come here, they like the bar. We have loyal customers, and a lot of people that come in here feel the bar is great. It wouldn't affect us as far as customer base goes.
If a beer costs you $5 now at a Harrisburg tavern, if this 10% new tax becomes a reality, that beer won't necessarily cost you 10% more.
We absorb a little bit and also extend a little bit, but we do our part too as well, just to keep customers happy.
It's just another one of those unfair things. We've got, the beer companies put up their prices twice a year, same with the liquor, wine, and we've the same prices for 5 years. No increases.
What did a keg cost 5 years ago?
For like a Miller Lite was maybe like $69. Same keg now is like $89, thereabouts.
Now, this evening I did speak with the mayoral candidate Dan Miller. He told me that he would support this tax as a way to raise additional money for the city. And he also went on to tell me that when alcohol taxes go up, usually crime is reduced. A spokesperson for Eric Papenfuss's campaign told me that he would consider any additional revenue. And this is an interesting proposal, but that details matter. Right now, this new tax in Harrisburg is only a proposal. Thankfully for me, happy hour is getting a little bit closer by the minute. Live tonight along Restaurant Row in Harrisburg, I'm Kirk Clyatt, CBS 21 News.
All right, Kirk, thank you. We want to know what you think about this drink tax proposal.
Every year, Americans spend nearly $7 billion on Halloween masks and costumes.
Well, researchers say they found inside some of those masks that may give you another kind of chill.
And how long will this stretch of nice weather continue? I'll break it all down for you in my first warning forecast.
We'll see you tomorrow on CBS 21 News This Morning, starting at 5.
And we have this breaking news now out of Harrisburg. A shooting reported in the area. 3rd Street is closed. Parts of 3rd Street closed right now. People on the scene say they did, in fact, hear gunshots. Let's go to CBS 21's Kirk Clyatt live in the capital city tonight. Kirk.
That's right, Tanya. It's just a couple of blocks down from the Capitol. You see the police here on the scene. It happened right by the stage at Herr Street here on 3rd Street. I have confirmed with Harrisburg Police there was a shooting victim who is now on the way to Hershey Medical Center. Hopefully that victim will survive. Here's what a couple of witnesses said that they heard just minutes ago.
We heard pop, 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 pop. That's all I heard.
It shouldn't be like that around here. I moved here about a month ago. And already,
So unfortunately, this is a scene that's going to be developing as we go through the evening. A confirmed shooting with the victim on the way to Hershey Medical Center. Of course, we'll have much more on just what happened here, just again blocks away from the Capitol building tonight, coming up on CBS 21 News this morning, beginning at 5 a.m. That's pretty much all we know at this time, Tanya.
Right, CBS 21's Kirk Clyatt reporting live in Harrisburg for us tonight. You can look for continuing coverage, as Kirk said, tomorrow morning beginning at 5 o'clock on CBS 21 News This Morning.
CBS 21's Kyle Rogers is there on the scene. He's gathering even more information for us. A live report from him just moments away. We'll keep you updated on that fire in York. Well, moving on to Cumberland County, where a woman is headed to court to fight a $20,000 tax bill.
That's right. It's an inheritance tax that she says she wouldn't have to pay if Pennsylvania recognized same-sex couples.
CBS 21's Kirk Clyatt here with us now. And Kirk, you spoke to the woman about this very unique case.
Yeah, it really is. It's going to be fascinating to see how it all works out. Nancy Nixon, who is now 68, has her hearing scheduled for tomorrow before the Pennsylvania Department of Revenue Board of Appeals. The hearing involves the estate of her late partner of 30 years, Gene Schwartz, who died in April of 2012, and a 15% tax on her estate that the state is trying to take.
I came to realize I was gay in my late 20s.
Nancy found her life partner in Oregon, where they lived in the early 80s.
Gene and I started living together in 1981, and we had 30 wonderful years. We had a really good time together, a lot of fun. We moved back here to be near family in 1986 and had a house out in West Pennsboro where we lived for 25 years.
Nancy's partner worked for 20 years as director of social services at Carlisle Hospital.
We had friends and people around us that accepted us and we could be totally open with.
So why didn't Nancy and Gene get married in one of the states that recognize same-sex couples?
We were getting ready to do that, and Jean's illness became too hard for her to travel. We owned our property together. We had our house was in joint ownership, and our cars were in joint ownership, so we had, savings together.
In June, the U.S. Supreme Court overturned parts of the Defense of Marriage Act, which denied many federal benefits to same-sex couples, including inheritance rights. But this is a Pennsylvania tax case.
Spouses are exempt from the estate tax.
Except for Pennsylvania state tax for same-sex couples.
$21,000 that I would have to pay.
Nancy has hope for her future and for other gay Pennsylvanians.
That it's going to get better. To remember that it's going to get better. And that's an anthem for today, too. Young people are still having a really hard time coming out in conservative areas like we are in.
Now, it's interesting the way Nancy is proceeding. She's proceeding with this case as a common law marriage. However, they stopped being recognized in Pennsylvania back in 2005. But for couples like Nancy and Gene who were together before that time, their marriage would be recognized by the state if they were a heterosexual couple. Now, there won't be a ruling tomorrow, and if it does end up that's against her, Nancy vows to continue the struggle for tax equality. I'm Kirk Clyatt, CBS 21 News.
All right, Kirk, thank you. Well, Pennsylvania is the only state in the Northeast region that does not recognize gay marriage. Tonight, an entire college wrestling team suspended, and the issue centers around hazing. I'm Tanya Foster.
And I'm Rob Hanrahan. The team is from York College. We first broke this story for you at 5. New tonight, students are reacting. CBS 21's Kirk Clyatt live in York with more on the investigation. Kirk?
Well, Rob and Tanya, you're right. This story did break late this afternoon after 5 o'clock. We did reach out and try to get in contact with the athletic director and the wrestling coaches. We didn't hear back from them, but I did talk to one student athlete, not a wrestler, but he claims to know what happened. And if what he says is true, this is a very disturbing incident. Understandably, he didn't want us to show his face on camera.
Individual students who are believed to be in violation of the college's student code of conduct and student athlete code of conduct will be scheduled for judicial board hearings in the near future.
That was part of the email sent to all 4,600 students here at York College. Most students told me they have no idea what happened. One student athlete, though, claims to know.
We share the same locker room, so we heard. They would have parties, wrestling parties, and they would invite some, they would all be there drinking, the whole team, the whole wrestling team, and the freshmen, they were I think they were lining them up, throwing water in their face and then a punch.
And then actually punching the freshmen?
Yeah, they had, people were telling us they had, freshmen on our team were telling them that they had scars on their faces and stuff when they were in the dorms, so it must have been a full-out punch.
Debbie Prescott has been a physical education instructor at the school for 30 years.
I know the wrestlers really well, and I know they're working hard to have a good season, and I don't know anything about what's going on right now.
Neither did most of the students I talked to, but student athletes are very aware of their expected conduct.
The student athletic handbook, and it pretty much just describes, what you're doing, what you're not supposed to do. Several clubs on campus have had meetings being on the club lacrosse team, we actually did have a meeting about this because we had just gotten off of probation my freshman year.
Students are hoping for the best.
Honestly, I think it was maybe just a misunderstanding, and it was kind of just blown out of proportion because I don't think any of that stuff really does happen here on campus.
The wrestling team is led by first-year coach Dwayne Bastris, a former Division III national champion for the Spartans here at York College.
And at this time, there are no accusations of wrongdoing against the coaching staff. Last year's roster listed 43 members, and the team was very successful with an 18-7 record. The formal investigation is now underway, and at its conclusion, we'll know about further sanctions against the wrestling program. Right now, we don't know what type of wrestling season or even if there'll be one for the Spartans here at York College. It was scheduled to get underway in just a few days on November the 9th up in Wilkes-Barre. Live tonight in York at York College, I'm Kirk Clyatt, CBS 21 News.
All right, Kirk, well, back in 2011, Franklin and Marshall dealt with a similar hazing situation.
Kirk Clyatt joins me on desk.
Yeah, it's great to be here with you, James.
Well, you know, Kirk, beer and cancer awareness are two things we usually don't associate going together.
Absolutely, but today the Pennsylvania Prostate Cancer Coalition hosted a fundraiser at Trogues Brewery to raise awareness and promote a healthy lifestyle.
CBS 21's Jesse Knutson has the story from Derry Township.
Today, hundreds of people gathered at Trogues in Hershey for Pints for Prostates.
You could turn this in.
Doctors suggest that men start getting tested in their 50s and go in for tests every couple of years. To learn about testing, you can speak to your doctor or Urology of Central Pennsylvania, which offers free prostate exams for all men. Reporting from Hershey, Jesse Knutson, CBS 21 News.
All right, thanks, Jesse. Yeah, Kirk, don't fear the finger.
No, never.
Okay,
never.
If you use free Wi-Fi on your cell phone while browsing around a store, chances are that the retailer knows exactly what sites you're going to.
This is interesting, and even which social networks you're posting to, and even the exact spot you're standing in their store while you do it.
Believe it.
That is crazy. Jennifer Lukey explains how free Wi-Fi really isn't all that free.
As you prepare to set out and conquer that holiday shopping list.
Dealing with. And if you're opposed, go to someplace else.
Jennifer Lukey reporting.
I'm paying data overages every month, so I think I'll pass on using the free Wi-Fi anyway.
Okay.
All right, so we got a sticky mess here on the Georgia highway. Take a look at this, all caught on camera.
A truck carrying beehives and honey overturned this morning. Check it out, swarms of bees are buzzing around as beekeepers try to control them by spraying water.
Yeah, it's the sweetest highway accident I've ever seen, for sure. All right, I'll just stop. What do you want? Do you have anything else for me?
Well, you know, bees, we got to protect
not the place
bees.
I want to be.
Oh, that was
the highway
good.
shut down for several hours during the cleanup.
But you know, you got to protect the bees. There's hive collapse situation. A lot of bees travel the country. They travel more than a lot of people do to do those pollinations. So bees are a very important commodity. But they're all close together in the hive tonight.
They are, and with good reason.
It's cold out there. The coldest weather we have had since the first couple of days of April in 7 months. We'll detail just how chilly it's going to be at your house and talk about it's here. It's the solar winter. Details on the way.